不知龙江南那群人，还有更多高手也进入大虚来追杀我了。
东海龙王敖震趁天灾造反作乱，吾有想传令，命我等前来，助镇海天王斩之。
Qinmu placed the pot down and pulled Duty and Devil King over. He punched, kicked, and even summoned wind and lightning over to strike the god statue several times before letting him off. Duty and Devil King lay on the ground, motionlessly, having lost dozens of parts. He felt extremely grieved and grumbled, "When have I provoked you?" After beating Duty and Devil King, Qinmu felt much better. Suddenly, he heard someone shouting from outside, "Heavenly Devil Cult Master is here. Everyone come quickly." Qinmu's face darkened. He went to Granny C's room and took the mirror which she used to dress and groom herself. When he walked out of the village, he saw a couple divine arts practitioners rushing over. He raised this copper mirror and his vital qi poured inside it. The light from the mirror shined on the divine arts practitioners, and their souls flew away, having been scattered. Their corpses then fell from the sky. The youth returned to the village and placed the mirror back onto Granny C's dressing table, thinking to himself, "Will there be an end to this? Won't they let me have a proper New Year's?" Qinmu's injuries had healed, so he brought the gifts he had prepared for the devil ape and left the village, heading toward Doom Suppression Palace. As he stepped out, he saw a strange beast dragging a corpse. It hissed at him, its fur bristling. From the river, more strange creatures, fish-headed, human-bodied, emerged and rushed toward other corpses. But upon seeing Qinmu, they froze and dropped to the ground in fear. Qinmu ignored them. During his 2 days of recovery, many practitioners from Eternal Peace had come searching for him, but all were killed by the deadly objects scattered around the village. These items were terrifying insects in jars, a grass rake, a curtain in the smithy, a water cauldron, sword pellets under Granny C's bed, butcher's whetstone, a chicken trough, and even the wash basin the dragon Qiaonan used as a bowl. Many people sought Qinmu's life, not just Long Qiaonan and her group, but also experts from other sects. Over the past 2 days, around 40 to 50 had found this place. All were now dead. Long Qiaonan hasn't appeared. Did she get lost or die on the way? While in the village, Qinmu had always felt a gaze on him, like a venomous snake lurking in the dark, ready to strike. She's nearby. Leaving the village this time was meant to lure her out. Long Qiaonan hated him deeply. The fall of Dragon Rider sect was largely due to Qinmu. If he hadn't summoned the Duty and Devil King, the sect wouldn't have perished so easily. At Doom Suppression Palace, Qinmu found many wild beasts, but not the devil ape or the dragon elephant. Unable to locate them, he returned to the village. 2 more days passed. With only a few days left before New Year, Granny C and the others still hadn't returned. This is worrying. He went back to Doom Suppression Palace again, still finding nothing. Finally, he decided to act. Fatty Dragon, get up. After packing and feeding the creatures, Qinmu erased the seal on Duty and Devil King and called the dragon Qiaonan. "Let's head into the Great Ruins." The Devil King sneered. Even someone like Death couldn't return. "What can you do?" "I may be weak," Qinmu replied, "but I have help." "You're from the Heavenly Devil tribe, right?" The Devil King grew arrogant, then cautious. Qinmu cut straight to the point. "Help me find them and I'll release you." The Devil King's eyes lit up. "You promise?" "I promise." They set off upstream toward the depths of the Great Ruins, the place Qinmu had once visited with the village chief. Though they hadn't found carefree village land of no worries before, Qinmu believed the others would search there and possibly leave clues. Traveling by day and hiding at night, Qinmu moved carefully. The Great Ruins changed drastically after dark, like another world overlapping reality. If the others had been taken by that darkness, finding them would be nearly impossible. Not long after Qinmu left, Long Qiaonan arrived at the village outskirts. A small red snake hung from her ear. "This place is full of treasures," she murmured. Xiaohong call reinforcements. Snakes gathered and entered the village, but one was instantly killed by a black spider from the herb garden. Its body dissolved and devoured. The spider then burned itself and shrank back. Long Qiaonan's expression changed. She turned and left immediately. Even celestial beings can't enter this village. Meanwhile, Qinmu traveled 6,000 miles upstream. As night approached, he searched for shelter and found the ruins of Monster Management Palace. Inside were massive skeletons of ancient beasts, silent and unmoving. Soon 2 Daoists arrived and set up camp nearby. No one spoke. As night fell, the ground trembled. The skeletons shone with divine light and rose, transforming into beast gods that fought monsters in the darkness. The Daoists were stunned. Duty and Devil King was shocked. Qin, however, simply lay back down. "I've seen stranger things," he said calmly. Then he added quietly, "One of those Daoists is Long Qiaonan." By dawn, the beasts returned to their skeletal forms. The darkness retreated. After breakfast, Qin continued upstream. The Daoists followed. He turned back with a smile. "Need help?" "We go our way, you go yours," one replied. They reached the end of surging river before sunset and entered a ruined village strangely empty of beasts. "This place is strange," Long Qiaonan muttered. Night fell. A cold wind swept through. A lone boat drifted in, carrying an old man folding paper figures. He disembarked, and everyone felt a chill in their souls. One Daoist suddenly realized his spirit had left his body and was drifting away on a paper boat. That body behind him was just a shell. Qin activated Saturn's Sovereign Earth Marquis technique, transforming into a half-human, half-serpent form. A gate of heaven influence appeared behind him. He stepped forward and spoke in the language of Yudu, showing portraits of the village chief and the others. "Have you seen them?" The elder glanced at the portraits and nodded. "I've seen them." They came asking for directions. Fear crept into the Daoists' hearts. Though the elder stood right before them, his face was completely indistinct. No matter what techniques they used, they couldn't see him clearly. It was as if he wasn't alive. Even Duty and Devil King fell silent, not daring to speak. This elder was a messenger of death from Yudu, a god responsible for guiding souls. Some guided wandering spirits, others escorted the dead, and some captured powerful cultivators who had escaped death. Duty and Devil King had once witnessed such beings during a catastrophic war that nearly destroyed his world. Back then, countless messengers like this elder appeared in the darkness to collect souls. When he tried to resist them, he was nearly killed. Since then, he had feared them. Qin asked respectfully, "Where did they go?" The elder pointed into the darkness. "Land of no worries. But they won't find it. They will be trapped, and a messenger of death will take their souls." At that moment, drowned corpses emerged from the river and walked silently into the village. Paper boats appeared, carrying their souls into the darkness. The Daoists were horrified. Two of their companions stood motionless while their souls drifted away on the boats. "Don't look at him," an old Daoist warned. "He's a messenger of death. If your eyes meet his, your soul will be taken." Everyone immediately lowered their heads. Qin remained calm. "May I ask for clearer directions to Land of No Worries?" The elder still pointed into the darkness without answering. Qin frowned. That direction led to the land of the dead Fengdu, not Land of No Worries. He asked again, but the elder said nothing more. After a while, the elder and his boat vanished into the darkness. The cold faded, and everything returned to normal. Only 3 Daoists remained alive. Qin looked at them and asked casually, "Where are you from?" The older one replied, "We are from Heavenly Star Catcher sect. I am Daoist Qi Yun, and this is my disciple Xiao Yun." The others were taken. Shema nodded. Silence fell again as night deepened. Snow began to fall. The atmosphere grew tense. Even Duty and Devil King sensed something was wrong. Then a Buddhist chant sounded from the darkness. A chubby, big-eared monk entered, greeting them politely. Behind him was a massive ape-like figure carrying a monk staff. "Yangun," the ape exclaimed. Qin was stunned. "Big fella, you changed form." The ape gestured clumsily, and Qin quickly understood this monk had found him, taught him, and brought him back. Qin was shocked. Anyone able to travel through the darkness like this monk had to be in existence on the level of village chief. Fear rose among the Daoists and Long Qiaonan. All these terrifying figures seemed to know Qin. "Little Rulai," the monk looked at Qin and said calmly, "Do you remember ruining my plans?" "I do," Qin replied. Before anything escalated, Little Rulai said, "My enemy is here. I'll deal with him first." A voice laughed from the darkness. An old man in a bamboo hat stepped in. Daoist Ling Jing. Qin was startled. "Daoist Ling Jing smiled. "You still owe me money." Qin admitted awkwardly, "I've already spent it." "Pay me later," Ling Jing said, then turned to Little Rulai. "Let's fight elsewhere." The two left into the darkness. Silence returned. Qin, Long Qiaonan, and the Daoists stared at each other, none moving. Suddenly, they all attacked at once. The dragon Qilin roared, revealing his true form and crushing the red snake. Qin Mu charged forward, while Duty and Devil King blocked Qi Yun's attacks. The devil ape leaped up and smashed his staff down. A flash of sword light. Qi Yun was struck down instantly. Qin Mu followed with another strike, killing Xiao Yun. Long Qiaonan grabbed her snake, shrank it, and fled into the sky in an instant. Thud, thud. The bodies of Daoist Qi Yun and Xiao Yun collapsed. Qin Mu sheathed his sword and looked up. Long Qiaonan had already fled far away on her red snake, too fast to catch. He sighed. What a pity, we couldn't kill her. Still alone, she would no longer pose much of a threat. The battle had gone smoothly thanks to coordination. Duty and Devil King blocked Qi Yun's sword attacks, allowing Qin Mu to close in. The devil ape stunned him with brute strength, giving Qin Mu the chance to finish him in one strike. Meanwhile, the dragon Qilin restrained the red snake, preventing Long Qiaonan from intervening. Now that she had escaped, Qin Mu knew chasing her would be too dangerous. He turned to the devil ape. Did little Rulai give you trouble? The ape shook his head. Name, Kong. Qin Mu paused, confused, but didn't press further. It's good you follow him to cultivate, Qin Mu said. Come back when you can. Linga misses you. They parted ways. Following the direction pointed out by the messenger of death, Qin Mu no longer felt Long Qiaonan's presence. She had likely given up. As they traveled deeper into the great ruins, strange beasts grew stronger. Fortunately, Qin Mu knew how to avoid their territories. Up ahead is Eastern Heavenly Gates, he recalled. Suddenly, the dragon Qilin stopped. I smell blood. They followed the scent and found Daoist Ling Jing badly injured and leaning against a tree. Qin Mu quickly approached but stopped at the edge of a barrier. Ling Jing coughed up blood. Sharp eyes. I set a restriction to keep beasts away. Qin Mu offered help and was allowed inside. He examined the wounds, severe, likely caused by little Rulai and worsened by age. Using medicine, spirit pills, and herbs, Qin Mu treated him on the spot. Soon Ling Jing's condition improved. Impressed, Ling Jing said, "Become my disciple. With your healing, you'd be invaluable." Qin Mu shook his head. I'm the cult master of Heavenly Devil Cult. Ling Jing was surprised and bowed. Then we are equals. After some light conversation, Ling Jing mentioned his past injuries, one finger missing, due to the sword god. He then added, little Rulai is badly injured too. Without a healer, he'll need years to recover. Qin Mu explained he was searching for the elders of his village. Old sword god, Heavenly Devil Cult patriarch. Lost. Ling Jing burst out laughing despite his injuries. I haven't seen them, he said, but I did see a blacksmith carrying a chest. Extremely fast, very strong. Qin Mu's eyes lit up. That's Grandpa Mute. Where did he go? A dangerous, restricted area. I didn't follow him in. Qin Mu grew worried. He then asked about Land of No Worries, but Ling Jing had never heard of it. After some thought, Qin Mu said, Can you take me to the Land of the Dead? Ling Jing agreed. Tonight. That night they entered the darkness. Using a Fengdu token, Ling Jing summoned a guide. Following ghostly lights and Qin Mu's glowing jade pendant, they passed into the living realm of the dead. A boat carried them through mist and bone-filled mountains until they reached Fengdu. Ling Jing asked, Why come here? Qin Mu answered, to borrow a ship. He rushed toward the moonship, a massive ruined vessel. As his jade pendant glowed brighter, a trembling voice echoed, You're from Land of No Worries. I didn't betray them. At the center of the ship, a massive face lay embedded in the ground, terrified. Ignoring the warning, Qin Mu touched a pillar. A surge of divine energy flooded his body. His form rapidly expanded, growing a third leg, more arms, and immense size. His body transformed as divine treasures within him opened one after another, even forming the divine bridge. Ginbirorid. Under this power, the colossal moonship began to rise. Daoist Ling Jing's expression changed drastically as he retreated. Even Duty and Devil King and the dragon Qilin were forced back by Qin Mu's overwhelming aura. Beneath Qin Mu's feet, the Moon Guardian's face was crushed into the ship. The last of the moon herders died, merging completely with the moonship. Ling Jing was shocked not by the death, but by Qin Mu's transformation. In the living realm of the dead, all living beings should lose their flesh and become skeletons. Yet Qin Mu not only regained his body, he grew larger, radiating divine light like a god. He had become the new Moon Guardian. This power broke the limits of the realm, something nearly impossible. Ling Jing had explored this place many times and never triggered such a change. Only moon herders with special constitutions could control this power. Yet Qin Mu was human. His body seemed naturally able to withstand and absorb the energy, reconstructing itself effortlessly. What terrifying power, Qin Mu murmured. He felt as if his previous strength was nothing compared to this. With a single movement, he could reshape the world itself. Rings of moonlight flowed around him, but his feet began sinking into the ship he was merging with it. This was the price. Like the Sun Guardian before controlling such a divine artifact, required burning one's life. Qin understood he had to act fast. "Senior brother Ling Jing, thank you," he said. "But I must go now." Ling Jing stepped aside. Boom. The moon ship moved. With each step it crossed miles, dragging the broken moon behind it as it exited Fengdu and returned to the dark great ruins. From afar, countless experts watched but did not intervene. Qin Mu stood like a god of moonlight, controlling the colossal ship through the darkness. All his divine treasures were fully opened, overflowing with power. The moonship's formations poured endless energy into him, pushing his realm beyond the divine bridge into the level of a god. "Village chief, I'm coming." His jade pendant floated ahead, guiding the way. The moonship accelerated, tearing through space with thunder and lightning. Meteors rained down from the broken moon, setting the surroundings ablaze. Inside the ship, abandoned palaces stood silent, the remains of the fallen moon herders. Duty and Devil King watched in awe. This world far exceeds what I imagined. Monsters surged from the darkness, but were crushed instantly. Devils tried to board the ship, only to be struck down by lightning. Then, a massive shadow emerged. A 9-headed demonic beast Garuda. It unleashed blazing flames toward Qin Mu. Moonlight shielded him. A crescent appeared on his forehead, expanding into a full moon and eye. Flash. A beam of pale light cut through the darkness. All 9 heads fell. Silence. Dutian Devil King was shaken. "I will never invade this world." The moonship continued forward. Suddenly, the jade pendant struck an invisible barrier. Ripples spread across it like water. Beyond the ripples, another world slowly revealed itself. Carefree village land of no worries.